Hello everyone, this is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne, and I bring you a video tonight titled, Sexually Attractive Men Are Lusted and Hated by Women. Before we go any further, always know that my videos in the dating space, they're brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. And to everyone who's ordered your copies, they're on the way. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me up the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And let's get right to it. Sexually attractive men are lusted and hated by women. Now, let's get to the cornerstone. Let's just revisit the cornerstone of what the sexually attractive man is. He is a man that is extremely attractive outwardly. His appearance, his grooming, his build, his fitness, everything is a reflection of the love and the perception and understanding that he has of himself. So you stand out. That makes you a sexually attractive man. And what anchors the sexually attractive man is his masculinity. He's deeply entrenched in his masculinity, meaning that he can't be moved. A masculine man cannot be moved. And when a woman comes across a sexually attractive man, she will compliment his masculinity. This happens all the time. But before we even get to that, the first thing that she's going to do is offer herself to you, okay? She's going to offer herself to you in a sexual way. That's what they do when they come across men who are a departure from what they normally experience. They offer themselves to the men. And she could have gone years without having sex. I've seen it a million times, okay? She could have gone years. And when she sees that man that stimulates her biological and sexual imperative, she will offer herself to him. Like I said, I've experienced it and I've seen it a million times. All of her droughts and what else do they like to say? You know, their abstinence and all that stuff goes out the window, man. They come across the right man, it's over. And you, if you develop yourself, you're that man. But see, what happens is that the interaction is short. And so they'll also complement your masculinity as well, because there's an energy about you that is rare, that they rarely encounter. And they will compliment you on that. I've had women, countless women, who said, you're the first masculine man I've ever met. You know, you can't be moved. And, you know, they're making observations about you. But what that translates to, in most cases, is that she can have a short interaction with you because of her biological and sexual imperative is activated when she sees you. She can have a short, interaction with you because that part of her programming she can't escape. That's the highest imperative that God gave women, is biological and sexual. That's how the earth stays populated. I know you've probably heard me say that before. That's how the earth stays populated. So that's not a complicated decision for her to offer herself to an elevated, sexually attractive masculine man. That's just built into her biology. So that will occur, okay? But then on the other side of that is if she's going to stay in your space, okay? A short interaction is just an encounter, but to experience you and to stay in your space, she has to submit to you. And that's where the hate for you comes in. The very thing that they love about you, your masculinity, is an uncomfortable space because of the work that they have to do to remain in your space. I mean, something as simple as reciprocation and respect. Just reciprocation and respect. A lot of women look at that as work because they're used to dealing with weaker men. Weaker men value Puthi above everything, above their own masculinity, above their own self-respect. So you have a woman who comes into the space of a masculine man, but she's conditioned to deal with weaker men. So there's going to be a battle and there's going to be some work that she has to do. And a lot of women, they'll choose comfort over the opportunity to grow and have an elevated experience in the space of an elevated masculine man. They'll choose comfort. So the very thing that they love about you on a biological level, your masculinity, because they were meant to pair themselves with masculine men, They will hate that about you because they can't manipulate you and they can't move you. And they don't know how to operate with men in any other capacity except controlling, manipulating, extorting, and disrespecting. And so she'll try to move you and try to get you to do things ahead of your comfort level. A masculine man is not going to be moved. He's not going to do things for women ahead of when he wants to do these things for the woman. He has to feel a level of safety and comfort before he begins to offer things to women. And these women, a lot of times, they'll revert to their programming after they had the physical encounter with you. And they'll try to move you. They'll try to get you to give them things. And they'll try to accelerate things ahead of your schedule that's according to your peace and your trust and your comfort. And these women are in a perpetual cycle of meeting quality men, squandering things, and going back to where they're comfortable, which is the lower quality man. And for a woman to move you, it's a dangerous thing. Because if a woman can move you, that means you're not operating in masculinity. And any man who doesn't operate in masculinity, he's in a perpetual dangerous space. Because the order is that the women were supposed to submit to us. They're designed to submit to us. So a woman is not having her full experience in life unless she's submitted to an elevated man. That's how they were created. And so the woman oftentimes will not have a solid bearing and standing and consistency in her life. And if you submit to her, you're signing up for chaos, because a woman's life is chaos without the presence of an elevated man. Just look at the order of how we were created, okay? You know, we have the whole Adam and Eve thing. You know, Adam was here. He was solidified in his understanding of the voice of the Creator, right? So he was taking instructions, and he was moving about through the earth in the garden from the instructions that he was given. So we were created first, given instructions, and then taught to freely operate only in accordance with the instructions that we were getting, okay? And then when there was a level of comfort with that, then the woman came. So that's why the woman came from us, because we are her ultimate increase in comfort. So the men were established the leaders. That's why we showed up here first, and that's why the woman came from us. And she's not optimized, and she's not having her best experience unless she returns to the man. She came from Adam's rib, but if she's going to have the full experience, because he's the designated leader that can see things further than she can see, that can see around corners and guide her, since he's a designated leader, the woman literally has to return to him and submit and come under. She came from him, and she actually has to return to him to have her best experience while she's here. So if you submit to a woman, then you're operating out of the order that creation has established when God made us first, made the man first. And then point blank instructed the woman to submit herself to us. So if a woman can move you, if a woman can get you to do anything outside of what you want to do, then you're submitting to her. And since she was not designed to lead, then you're falling into chaos. Any woman that doesn't have a covering oftentimes has chaos in her life. And so if you submit to her and do things the way that she wants you to do them, then you're signing up for chaos. You're signing up for the evidence of the chaos that is her life. And that's why that's not something you want to do. So you would rather be hated than to sign up for chaos, because that's the only thing that comes with submitting to a woman, because she was not designed to lead you. You were designed to lead her. And this is not chauvinistic. This is not my opinion. This is the order of creation. It's right there in front of us. This is the order of creation. So you don't want to sign up for that chaos, because you're going to abandon your masculinity and you're going to forfeit all of the progress that you made in life. I love the fact that you all are watching my videos and doing other things to elevate yourself and to grow in life. But I promise you this, if you submit to a woman, you will undo all of your growth and you will accelerate your demise. You will undo all of your growth and you will accelerate your demise. Accelerate your demise. And that's not something that you want to experience, because you are the masculine leader. And if you compromise your masculinity and you forfeit your masculinity, you're in a dangerous space of perpetual demise. That's pretty much it for that. But if you look at the woman's life, okay, women do prefer comfort. And the type of comfort that is responsible for the chaos that is her life. So you have 80% of divorces are initiated by women because they married men who they were comfortable with. The men didn't challenge them to become better. They just ate her shit and submitted to her. And so when a woman is comfortable, she inevitably goes to whoever she is. Whatever's in her comes out of her when she's comfortable. When that man represents security for her, not that she desires him, not that she's in submission to him, but he represents security, a safe life. Not an elevated life, a safe life. Once she gets comfortable, that's when everything that's in her, and she's alone with her own devices because she's not submitted to an elevated man. Everything that's in her is going to come out. And that's why 80% of men end up on the wrong side of divorce, with women initiating divorces, because they submitted to the woman from day one. They submitted to the woman from day one and fell in love with chaos, and subsequently had to experience the betrayal that was waiting for them when they made a conscious decision to submit to chaos. And on the other side of that, you have 30% of men who are DNA tested with their children. 30% of these men are not the fathers. And a lot of this happens in marriages, which means that the woman made a comfortable decision. Not a decision that was going to elevate her, not fully submitting herself to a masculine man, which is the best thing she can do. She made a comfortable decision because she did not want to grow, and simple things like reciprocation and respect were foreign to her. She would rather control and dominate the man than reciprocate whatever he's given to her and respect him. And the statistics don't lie. This is not my opinion. This is pure statistics. This is what I'm talking about tonight. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Facts, data, and statistics. That's why he was undefeated. So you have to watch out for the woman who's comfortable in chaos. Because if she's leading the equation and she's leading the relationship, it's guaranteed to be chaos, because she's not the designated and designed leader through the order of creation. But you simply have to watch out for that. You have to watch out for it, because like I said before, once you forfeit your masculinity, it's over. It's your whole life, your whole situation with the woman, everything that you've built, it's a wild card. And it's a house that can inevitably come crumbling down. And women really, as a masculine man, most women shouldn't like you. They shouldn't. They should be very uncomfortable in your space. They should quickly identify that they can't run their schemes and they can't dominate in your space. And that makes them despise and hate you. And that's why if you're a man and a lot of women are very comfortable in your space and you have access to a lot of women over a period of time, then you have to question your masculinity. That means that the woman knows that you're offering something to her. You're incentivizing her to be in your space as opposed to simply offering yourself. She knows that every time she comes in your space, she's going to get cash, gifts, prizes, and trinkets. She's going to be compensated for being in your space because you don't have a full awareness that you are enough. A masculine man understands that his presence is enough because by virtue of the woman being in his space, she's going to be better. And only a quality woman can recognize that she is better. She can become better. She can have a more elevated and better experience in life by being in the space of a masculine man, especially on a consistent basis. But if she's not calibrated to that, if she hasn't matured and evolved to that point that she can recognize that she's better, she's going to prefer comfort. She's going to prefer comfort over the discomfort of what it takes to grow, as that man puts those instructions in front of her. He's a designated leader that can see beyond her. So that man puts those instructions in front of her, and she has to catch up to those things, and that's uncomfortable. And I'm going to make a video about that. So she prefers comfort. So if you're a man and you have a lot of women in your space that are comfortable, you have to examine your masculinity. Your interactions with women should be short. They should be short. It should be lust, and then recognition that she can't pour her stuff in your space, and then she despises you. She should compliment your masculinity, and then show you that she cannot function within the space of a masculine man. The sexy, attractive masculine man has a revolving door of women, and it's not by choice, it's by the choice of the women in your life. They force your hand constantly. They constantly force your hand. So you have a lot of puthi on the table, but you constantly have to walk away from that because it's coming with a side of chaos. And so that's what I was wanted to say earlier in the video. You know, if you know that puthi can't move you as a masculine man, it simply can't move you. It shouldn't be able to move you as a masculine man. The only women that should be able to stay in your space are women who are in full recognition of the man that you are and who are comfortable falling under your leadership, returning to you because she came from you. The woman who understands that she's going to have the best experience in your space. That's the woman that you keep around. And all of the men who I know who always have women around them, they're always offering something to the woman. They're voluntarily going against the order that is going to be the best for his life. You don't offer anything to a woman when you first meet her except for yourself. That's it. But when you offer her incentives, you're telling the woman that she's more valuable than you. And if a woman knows that she can come in your space and she's always going to get something, she's always going to be compensated, that's a comfortable space, which means she doesn't have to respect you. She doesn't have to revere you. She doesn't have to reciprocate. All she has to do is exist because you're weak for that puthi. And she'll dangle that puthi in front of you, and she'll have you just dancing. You'll be her dancing monkey, crossing your fingers on your knees and begging for that puthi and giving her anything for it. And that is the complete opposite of the masculine man. So you should be in a space as a man where most women don't like you. That's how it should be. It simply should be that way because they're not comfortable operating with a masculine man. The statistics tell the story. All I did was, create a message around statistics. If 80% of them are choosing the wrong man, and they're exploring other options once they feel comfortable in their marriages, in their relationships, and 30% of the men who are DNA tested are not the fathers, then that is purely a life of chaos right there. And if they could effectively lead themselves, then the results in their life wouldn't be as chaotic as they are. So you have to understand, you've heard me say it before, like you're a gift to her. You're a gift to her. You don't offer her anything except for yourself. And you move and you reward the woman according to your comfort and your ability to decipher, is she a safe space to be in your life? So women should be telling you about your masculinity. And that's the last thing I'll say. Some of the greatest compliments that I've gotten from women. One of my exes, I'll say something in particular, and she told me that I'm always trying to punish her, and that was a compliment because if I wasn't punishing her, if I wasn't chastising her, trying to correct her, then I would have been letting the disrespect slide. I would have let the chaos slide. In essence, it would have messed up my life and set me back. So me being a forward-thinking, perpetually growing man, I had to confront the things in her that were a threat to her and a threat to me. And she took that as punishment, but it was love and chastisement. So I've had women call me cold, and these are the same women who praise your masculinity when they meet you. But being called cold, being called controlling, like these are all compliments. These are all compliments. And you have to understand that the majority of women, they just shouldn't be comfortable in your space, man. They shouldn't like you. They should lust you because biology makes her do that. But in terms of being able to experience you over a long period of time, they should not have a level of comfort in your space if you're truly a masculine man. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Bring you a video tonight titled, Sexually Attractive Men Are Lusted and Hated by Women. It's been brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to help me to get pushed up the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And to anyone who wants me to make a custom video on whatever topic you want me to speak about, a donation of $50 or more to my PayPal or my Cash App that's in my video description will get your video up on my channel, Matthew C. Horne Dating, in 24 hours or less. When you make your donation, in the note on PayPal or Cash App, just go ahead and leave the video title, and I'll have it up on my page in 24 hours or less. Or if your description of what you want me to talk about is more in-depth, make your donation and then email me at matt@matthewchorne.com and leave your more in-depth description of what you want me to digest and dissect in the video, and I'll get right to it. 24 hours or less, your video will be up. If this message has been of value to you, don't forget to drop something substantial in my donation information that's in my video description, my PayPal or my Cash App, if you know that your thought process has been elevated as a result of encountering this message. And lastly, if you're in need of coaching, if my voice resonates with you, and you know that I could help you to move past and have breakthroughs concerning your challenges in the dating space, email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave coaching in the subject matter, leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space, and I will make an assessment of whatever you said, and I'll get right back to you with the terms of the coaching, and the coaching will begin immediately. I've enjoyed spending some time with you this evening, and just remember, women really shouldn't be comfortable in your space, and if you submit to the woman, you're voluntarily signing up for a life of chaos. I'll see you soon.